ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Next problem. Calculate the charge present on 1 mole of electrons. So this is simple and important. So let us see how. What is the charge on an electron? Charge carried by an electron. Charge on an electron. So it is negatively charged. We require magnitude. So 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. So minus indicates that it is negatively charged, doesn't mean that its value is negative, right? So the magnitude is 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. It is negatively charged. If I have 2 electrons, what will be the charge? Obviously it is 2 into this value. 10 electrons, 10 into this value. Avogadro number of electrons, Avogadro number into this value. What is Avogadro number of electrons? 1 mole of electrons. So charge on 1 mole of electrons is nothing but charge carried by Avogadro number of electrons. So charge on Avogadro number of electrons. Na, I am writing Na electrons. Na means Avogadro number is equal to 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 into 6.023 into 10 power 23 coulombs. Hello. So this much. Avogadro, Na means Avogadro number. Here Na represents Avogadro number. So charge on Avogadro number of electrons is nothing but charge on 1 mole of electrons. Charge on 1 mole of electrons, that is equal to 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 into 6.023 into 10 power 23 coulombs. So this is approximately 96,500 coulombs, which we call it as 1 Faraday. So charge on 1 mole of electrons is equal to 96,500 coulombs. 96,500 coulombs is considered as 1 Faraday. Next, calculate the number of ions present in 1.11 gram of CaCl2. So this is the mass of CaCl2. What I said, convert into moles. So CaCl2, calcium atomic weight 40, chlorine atomic weight 35.5. So what is the molecular weight of CaCl2? 1 into 40 plus 2 into 35.5, you will get 111 grams per mole, that is gram molecular weight. Find the number of moles. Given weight 1.11 by 11, you will get 111, you will get 10 power minus 2 moles of CaCl2. So we got the number of moles, right? But let us see how it ionizes first. When you dissolve CaCl2, it dissociates into, being an ionic component, it will dissociate into ions like NaCl, Na plus Cl minus, MgCl2, Mg plus 2, 2Cl minus, Ca plus 2, 2Cl minus. Now if you write the mole ratio, 1 mole of CaCl2, when it dissolves completely, dissociates completely, you will get 1 mole of calcium ion, 2 moles of chloride ions. That means you will get 3 moles of ions. So 1 mole of CaCl2 on complete dissociation gives 3 moles of ions, right? How many moles we have? We don't have 1 moles, we have 0.01 moles. If 1 mole can give 3 moles of ions, then 0.01 moles can give how many ions? So number of moles of ions is equal to 3 into 0.01, that is 0.03 moles of ions. But we require number of ions. 1 mole of ion contains Avogadro number of ions. Therefore, number of ions is equal to number of moles into number of ions. Or let us write Avogadro number. Number of moles, that is 0.03 into Avogadro number, that is 6.023 into 10 power 23 ions. You have 0.03 moles into Avogadro number. Calculate the number of molecules present in a drop of water volume 0.01 ml. See here, we require molecules, right, present in this volume. So what we have to do, right? మనకి ఏం కావాలి, మాలిక్యూల్స్ కావాలి. దేని నుండి తీసుకోవాలి, మోల్స్. సో ఏది ఇచ్చినా మోల్స్లో కన్వర్ట్ చేయండి. ఫస్ట్ ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు ఇక్కడ, వాల్యూమ్ ఇచ్చాడు, డెన్సిటీ ఇచ్చాడు. So imagine this is the drop of water whose volume is 0.01 ml. Then volume is 0.01 ml. Its volume is 0.0, and density of water anyway it is constant, is given as 1 gram per ml. So since I know both, 1 ml mass is 1 gram, but we have 0.01 ml. What we can do, we can calculate the mass. Mass of water droplet, let us say 1 ml volume is 1 ml mass is 1 gram, then 0.01, how much? It will be 0.01 grams, nothing but volume into density. So this is 0.01 ml into 1 gram per ml. So what we get is 0.01 grams. So we know the mass. Convert this mass into moles. From that you calculate molecules. So let us find moles, number of moles of water. How to find weight? How much weight? Weight of the droplet is equal to 0.01 grams by its molecular weight. What is the molecular weight of water? 18 grams per mole. Right. So 1 by or 0.01 by 18. Okay, let us keep it like that. What we require, molecules. Since we know moles, let us calculate molecules. 1 mole contains Avogadro number of molecules. So multiply with this Avogadro number, what we get? Number of molecules of water in the given mass is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. So approximately 6 by 18, 1 by 3 is 0.33. So I can write 3.3 into 10 power minus 1 to 10 power minus 3. So 3.3 into 10 power 20 molecules. Coming to the next problem, if chlorophyll, so if you take plant contains those leaves contains chlorophyll, chlorophyll contains magnesium. So leaf contains chlorophyll contains magnesium. Right. If chlorophyll contains 2% of magnesium by weight, then what should be the minimum molecular weight? So if nothing is mentioned, this is weight by weight percentage, we are going to study in the next concept. So 2%, that means 2 by 100. That means every 100 grams of chlorophyll contains 2 grams of magnesium. That is the meaning of the weight by weight percentage. So chlorophyll contains 2% of magnesium. 2%. Remember, this is weight by weight percentage if nothing is given of magnesium. That means 2 grams, percentage means 100. 2 by 100. 2 grams of magnesium per every 100 grams of chlorophyll. That is the meaning. So that is 100 grams of chlorophyll contains 2 grams of magnesium. That is the meaning. Okay. What should be the minimum molecular weight of chlorophyll? First thing, chlorophyll contains magnesium. We don't know how many magnesium atoms it contains, but it must contain at least one magnesium. So that is the meaning of minimum. Minimum is at least one. If it contains at least one, only one, let us assume, right? There cannot be 0 magnesium because it always contains magnesium. That is what it is given. If it contains, what is the least possible value? 1 magnesium. So what is the mass of 1 magnesium? Equal to its atomic weight. What is the atomic weight of magnesium? 24. So at least it should contain 1 magnesium atom. The atomic weight of magnesium is 24 grams. Gram atomic weight. So at least it should contain 1 magnesium. At least 1 magnesium atom the chlorophyll must contain. That is the meaning of minimum molecular weight. So every 100 grams contains 2 grams. So at least 1 magnesium should be present. That means for 24 grams how much? So this is, so minimum molecular weight of chlorophyll to 1200 grams. Right, next concept, percentage composition of compounds. Percentage composition of any compound represents what you say, the mass fraction. It gives the mass fraction of that element. So what is the meaning of this mass fraction? It represents the relative amount of all elements, relative amount of all constant elements in the compound. Simply mass fraction, mass of that particular element to that of total mass of the compound. So mass percentage, so we are expressing in percentage, therefore per every 100 grams or into 100. In simple words, it represents mass fraction, mass of the element to that of total mass of the molecule. It gives relative amounts of all elements present in each molecule of a compound. So let us see one example, then we will write the formula. For example, water. Water is a molecule, but it contains 2 different elements. Imagine that you went to a market to buy soaps. Say one is Santur soap and other is some detergent, Surf Excel, let us assume. Say its weight is 100 grams, right? Say its weight is some 1000 grams, or let us say 400 grams. So you have one Santur soap and one Surf Excel in the bag. What is the mass ratio of Santur soap? What is the mass ratio? What is the total weight? 500 grams. What is the mass ratio of Santur? 100. Mass of the Santur soap into 500. Percentage, mass fraction. Out of total weight, what is its mass fraction? What is the percentage mass? Mass of Santur soap by total mass, they are present in the container. Total mass in the bag, let us say. One Santur soap, one Surf Excel, right? So its mass fraction of Santur soap is 100 by total weight into 100 percentage, therefore multiplying with 100. What about mass fraction of surf excel? Mass of surf excel by total weight into 100. Suppose if I have 2 Santur soaps, then total weight will become 600. 100 plus 100 plus 400, 600. In that case, what is the mass fraction of Santur soaps? 2, there are 2 soaps with each mass 100 by total weight, that is 600 into 100. This is the mass fraction of Santur soap. In a similar way, a molecule has different atoms, like different soaps, different atoms. One is hydrogen and other is oxygen. What is the total mass of a molecule? Nothing but its molecular weight. What is the molecular weight of water? 18 grams. 2 into 1 plus 6, 1 into 16, that is 18. So let us find the mass percentage. Percentage composition of hydrogen. Percentage composition of hydrogen. Right? Total weight of that element. What is the weight of hydrogen? There are 2 hydrogens into atomic weight of hydrogen, that is 1, by mass of the molecule, total mass of the molecule, that is 18. Since it is percentage multiplying with 100. What is the percentage composition of oxygen? Nothing but its mass fraction. There is only one oxygen into its atomic weight by total weight of the molecule into 100. So, in general, percentage composition of elements in a compound is equal to number of atoms of that element into its atomic weight by molecular weight into 100. Z represents number of atoms of that element in a molecule atomic weight of the element which you are considering M, molecular weight of the compound. Molecular weight of the compound. So let us take one example. Right. So one more example is, let us calculate the percentage composition of each element of CaCO3. Percentage composition of each element of CaCO3. So atomic weights are given. Calcium atomic weight 40, carbon 12, oxygen 16. So let us find the percentage composition of each element. How many different elements? Calcium, carbon, oxygen. Right. First find molecular weight. Molecular weight of CaCO3. How many calcium? 1. 1 into 40. How many carbon? 1. 1 into 12. How many oxygens? 3. 3 into 16. 40, 12, 48, 8, 9, 10, 50. So we will get 100. 100 is the molecular weight. So percentage composition of calcium. So this is equal to number of calcium atoms. What is the Z value? How many calcium atoms are present? Only 1. Into atomic weight, that is 40, into molecular weight of CaCO3 100 into 100. So you will get 40 percentage. Percentage composition of carbon. So how many carbons we have? 1. into its atomic weight, that is 12, by molecular weight of the compound into 100, that is 12%. Percentage composition of oxygen. How many oxygen atoms are there? 3. Atomic weight 16. Molecular weight by 100. So you will get 48%. So total will be equal to 100. Next problem. If insulin is a molecule, contains 3.2% of sulfur, what will be the minimum molecular weight of insulin? So it is a similar problem to the one which you have just done. Right. Anyway, let us proceed. So here insulin contains 3.2% of sulfur. Now as you can see, 3.2% means here nothing is mentioned, so you have to consider it as weight by weight. 3.2 grams per 100 gram. That means for every 100 grams of insulin, contain 3.2 grams of sulfur. This is the minimum. Fine. What should be the minimum molecular weight? So insulin contains sulfur atoms. We don't know how many sulfur atoms, but he is asking minimum molecular weight. Minimum molecular weight means insulin must contain at least one sulfur atom. If it contains at least one sulfur atom, what is the atomic weight of sulfur? 32. So if 3.2 grams of sulfur is present for every 100 grams of water, so for minimum molecular weight at least one sulfur should be present. So atomic weight is 32 grams. So 32 grams of sulfur presents in how many grams of insulin? That will be the minimum molecular weight of insulin. Thousand grams per mole, 1 mole and 1000 grams. Right. Next, chlorophyll contains 2.4% of magnesium by mass. So here it is mentioned. That means every 100 grams of chlorophyll contains 2.4 grams of magnesium. Calculate the number of magnesium atoms in 2 grams of chlorophyll. So here it is not minimum molecular weight, we have to calculate the number of magnesium atoms. We require atoms. So from where we will get moles? So first we have to find moles, 2 grams of chlorophyll. This mass should be converted into moles. Right. Number of magnesium atoms, okay, 2 grams. Okay, fine. Now see here, let us see. So chlorophyll contains, say, 2.4% by mass of magnesium. That means 100 grams of chlorophyll contains 2.4 grams of magnesium. But we don't have 2.4 grams of magnesium, we have only 2 grams of chlorophyll. We don't have 100 grams of chlorophyll, we have only 2 grams. So if 100 grams of chlorophyll contains 2.4 grams of magnesium, then 2 grams of chlorophyll contains how many grams of magnesium? So mass of magnesium, 2.4 by 100 into 2. This is the mass. We require number of magnesium atoms. So convert into moles. Number of moles of magnesium. So magnesium molecule atomic weight is 24. So this is weight, 2.4 into 2 by 100 is weight. This is atomic weight of magnesium, gram atomic weight of magnesium. What we require? Number of magnesium atoms. Number of magnesium atoms is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. So how many moles we have? 2.4 into 2 by 100 by atomic weight into Avogadro. Approximately 1.2 into 10 power 21 magnesium atoms. Molecular formula and empirical formula. What is molecular formula? Molecular formula of any compound represents the exact number of atoms of each element or of different elements present in each molecule of a compound. It represents exact number of atoms of different elements in each molecule of a compound. So I write here molecular formula MF represents exact number of atoms of different elements in each molecule of a compound. Exact number of atoms of different elements in each molecule, whereas empirical formula shortcut EF represents simplest or simple atomic ratio of different elements in a compound, in each molecule of a compound. The best example is benzene. Benzene molecular formula is C6H6. That means one molecule of benzene contains 6 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. This we call it as molecular formula because it represents exact number of different elements. What are the different elements? Carbon and hydrogen. Exact number of carbon atoms, exact number of hydrogen atoms. But if I take this atomic ratio 6:6, if I simplify this, mathematically I will get 1:1. That means CH. CH becomes empirical formula of benzene, where C6H6 is molecular formula, CH is empirical formula of benzene. The molecular formula gives exact number of atoms of different elements in each molecule, whereas empirical formula gives simplest atom ratio of different elements in the compound. So we can take number of examples here. Compound, say molecular formula, empirical formula. So the compound, let us take ethane, is C2H6. That means one molecule contains 2 carbons and 6 hydrogens. So what is the atomic ratio? 2:6. Can I simplify further? Yes, I can write it as 1:3. So the empirical formula becomes CH3. CH3 is the empirical formula of ethane. Next, one more example, ethanol. Ethanol, C2H5OH. C2H5OH nothing but C2H6O. So ethanol is nothing but ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH. 2 carbons, 5 plus 1, 6 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. So what is the atomic ratio? 2:6:1. I cannot simplify 1 further. Therefore, this itself becomes the empirical formula. C2H6O, because I cannot further take the simple atomic ratio. Next, acetic acid. CH3COOH. So 2 carbon, C2H4O2. C2H4O2. So is it possible to write the simplest atomic ratio? 2:4:2. That is nothing but 1:2:1. So this will be its empirical formula, 1:2:1. Right. Next, glucose. C6H12O6. Can I simplify further? Yes. 6:12:6 is the exact ratio, that I can write it as 1:2:1. If you see, these two different compounds have same empirical formula. So two different compounds may have same empirical formula. Benzene, just now we have studied this, C6H6, exact formula. Simplifying, you will get CH. So what is the relation? Right. Molecular formula of a compound is equal to its empirical formula by some number n. N is some integer. But how to find this n? N equal to molecular weight of compound by its empirical formula weight. Empirical formula weight of compound. Molecular weight of compound by empirical formula weight of compound. Let us take this example, benzene. So what is the molecular weight of benzene? So 6 carbons, 6 into 12 plus 6 into 1, that will be 78. What is empirical formula weight of benzene? CH, 1 carbon, 1 into 12, 1 hydrogen, 1 into 1, you will get 13. So N equal to 78 by 13. 6 3 is 18, 6 1 is 6. So you will get 6. So molecular formula of benzene is equal to empirical formula by N, that is CHN equal to C6H6. That is how you have to calculate. Determination of empirical formula from percentage composition. So percentage composition will be given. Using this, you have to find the empirical formula. From that, you may be asked to find molecular formula, etc. Right. So how to calculate empirical formula from percentage composition? This is very important, right? Important IPE question. So listen carefully. Step by step. First step. So in the problem, they will give percentage composition of each element. Right? Some X percentage of carbon, Y percentage of hydrogen, Z percentage of nitrogen, some other percentage of sulfur. Whatever the elements that may be given. Here one important point, oxygen percentage may be given directly, or you should calculate oxygen percentage if oxygen at all present. Let us see how. So what is the first thing we have to do? Write the percentage composition of each element. Write the percentage composition of each element. Right. So first you write a box like this. Okay, here itself I write. Okay. Element symbol, you have to write the symbols of each element. If carbon is present, write C, hydrogen present, write H, nitrogen N, sulfur S, oxygen O, halogens corresponding halogen. So write the symbols of each element. Then write the corresponding percentage composition. You have to write the percentage composition. This will be given in the problem. 10% of carbon. So write C here 10. 50% of hydrogen. Write 50. Like that. 20% of nitrogen or 15% of sulfur, corresponding elements may be given. So write the symbols of the element, write the percentage composition. Once you write the percentage composition, add this percentage composition, check whether it is equal to or approximately equal to 100 or not. If it is 100, go for the next step. If it is not equal to 100, if there is a gap, say some 5%, 10%, 20%, then subtract the obtained value from 100. Right? Add this, for example, here you have these two elements. How much you will get? 60. This is not equal to 100. Subtract this 60 from 100. 100 minus 60. What you will get? 40. This 40 should be taken as percentage of oxygen. Percentage composition of oxygen. What we have done? Write the symbols of the element. Write the corresponding percentage composition. After writing the percentage composition, check whether it is equal to 100 or not. If it is not equal to 100, subtract the obtained value from 100, assign that value as percentage composition of 100. Sometimes you will get some values like this, 99.8. It is approximately equal to 100. So you cannot write 0.2% of oxygen. Okay. So it is nearest to 100. If there is considerable difference like this 10, 15, 20, then that value should be taken as percentage of oxygen. Right. Anyway, write the percentage composition, add. If it is 100, go for the next step. If it is not equal to 100, subtract the obtained value from 100, assign this value as percentage composition of oxygen. Once you get this point, next divide this percentage composition of respective elements with molecular weight. So that means we are finding moles. What is mole equal to? Weight by atomic weight. They are elements, right? This mass percentage, this is the mass of carbon. Convert this mass into moles. How to convert mass into moles? Divide this percentage composition with atomic weights of respective elements. So here it is 10, 10 by 12, here it is 50, 50 by 1, here it is 40, 40 by 16. You will get corresponding moles. X moles of carbon, Y moles of hydrogen, Z moles of oxygen. Once you get these moles, identify the smallest number of these three. Identify the smallest mole value. Then find mole ratio. Divide these moles with the smallest value. Out of these three, identify which is smallest, take that number, divide all these moles with that number. You will get some fractions or you may get whole number. If it is nearest to whole number, then there is no problem. If it is not nearest to whole number, multiply with suitable number, multiply this mole ratio with suitable number. It can be 1, 2, 3, so that you get nearest to whole number. Once you get that whole number, use it as subscript for each element. That will give your empirical formula. So first point, write the composition of each element, add the percentage composition. If it is near to 100, it is fine. If it is not near to 100, subtract the obtained value from 100, assign that value as percentage of oxygen. Divide the mass percentage or percentage composition of respective element with atomic weight. That means you have to calculate moles. Once you get moles, identify the mole which has smallest number, divide all the moles with that smallest number, you will get mole ratio. If it is near, if these values are whole numbers, then it is fine. Otherwise, multiply these numbers with some integer like 1, 2, 3, so that you get nearest integer whole number, right? Whatever the whole number you get, use them as subscript to the respective elements. That will give your empirical formula. Problem: an oxide of iron contains 69.94% of iron. Determine its empirical formula. So there are two elements, one is iron and other is oxygen. So first let us write symbols of the element, then percentage composition, then you have to calculate moles, weight by atomic weight, then simple mole ratio, right, and then conversion of mole ratio into whole number, then we write empirical formula. So the first element is iron. What is the percentage? 69.94. There are two elements. It is obvious, oxide of iron. It is not equal to 100. So 100 minus remaining should be oxygen. So 100 minus 69.94, that is 6, 0, 0, 30. So it will be 30.06% of oxygen. So if I add these two, I will get 100. Anyway, oxygen we have written, right? Next, convert this into moles. How to convert? Divide this mass with atomic weight. So 69.94 by atomic weight of iron, that is 55.85, and this is 30.06 by 16. So this value will be equal to 1.25, 1.88. So 1.25, 1.88. This is the moles of iron, this is the moles of oxygen. Which is the smallest value? 1.25. So divide these two by 1.25. 1.25 by 1.25, you will get 1. 1.88 by 1.25, you will get 1.5. So this is a whole number, but this is not whole number, right? It is an integer. Convert these fractions into nearest to whole number. If I multiply with 1, I will get the same thing, so no use. I have to get a whole number. I will multiply this with 2. 2 into 1.5, you will get 3. So converting this fraction into whole number, multiplying with 2, starting with 1, 2, 3, like that you have to try. So these are the whole numbers, and they should be considered, they should be written as subscript. Subscript of iron is 2, subscript of oxygen is 3. So the formula is Fe2O3. Go problem. Chemical analysis of a carbon compound gave the following percentage composition by weight. So this is the weight percentage of carbon, hydrogen, chlorine. Find empirical formula, right? So first let us write the symbol of the elements. Then we have to write percentage composition, right? Then we have to calculate moles, then simple mole ratio, then conversion into whole number by multiplying with suitable integer. Then we have to write empirical formula. So elements: carbon 10.06, hydrogen 0.84, chlorine 89.1. So if you add these three, right, what we get here is 89.1 plus 0.84 plus 10.06. So we'll get 100. So we can proceed further. No oxygen, right? Next, this is the masses of respective elements. Convert into moles. 10.06 by 12, you will get around 0.84. 0.84 by 1, 0.84. 89.1 by 35.5. So 89.1 by 35 is around 2.5. This is the moles of respective elements. Identify the smallest number. There are two different values, 0.84 and 2.5. Smallest mole value is 0.84. So dividing with 0.84, we will get 1. So we will get 2.99987. So this is whole number 1, whole number. This is near to whole number. So approximately I am taking this as 1, 1. This approximately I am taking as 3. No need to multiply. This is because they are almost equal to 3. So what I will get? 1 carbon, 1 hydrogen, 3 chlorine. So C1H1Cl3 or CHCl3, chloroform.